Conference will now be recorded.
For the past 3+ years, I have been engaging like more into the service management and field service management part. Till now, I did four four RFPs and on the GTM strategies for four different clients, and I did two implementations on FSM integrating with the S4 service management and plan maintenance through CPS, the middleware. And I have multiple certifications. I am an SAP Design Thinking certified consultant. I have public cloud implementation certification, then FSM certified and PA asset management certified, and service S4 service private cloud certified. So this is about me. And if nothing else, then we'll quickly jump into the session. I'll share my screen and let me know if it's visible.
It's visible.
Super. Okay, guys. So since this is our first session, we will look into what are all the different functionalities or what is the training content is all about for the next duration of during the course duration. So today we are going to look more into the today we are going to come on today we are going to look more into onto this FSM, how it is going to fit with the other applications, which is basically the S4 core. We'll see a small overview about the solutioning part, and we will have a look on all the features and functionalities which is available in FSM, and we will see the FSM architecture. As I said, I used to work a lot on the GTM and RFPs. I did two good implementations for the two different clients, one on public cloud and one on private cloud, where we on the one application we integrated on the public cloud we integrated asset performance management with S4 public cloud, and then FSM on the other side we did it with the TeamViewer application where FSM is linked with TeamViewer application. So I'll talk a lot on that piece at the end of the slides. And then there are multiple, we will talk about the master data management in FSM. We will see all the different data objects which is in FSM and the related APIs, and we will see about the administration part. I don't know this part. This has to come down. And we'll see that this business objects, unlike SAP, in SAP you will see a lot of tables for different objects, but here in FSM we used to call it as a data transfer objects or business objects, and it's more of query APIs rather than a simple table giving a simple table name as input and SE16 and taking the output. We'll see how data loader and data exporter works as part of the data migration. If you're using standalone FSM system, or if you need to load some additional data, we will see the data loader and exporter within FSM. And there will be hands-on exercise on all the different modules. On the administration module, we can discuss about the FSM organizational structure, and we will try to compare it with how the FSM organizational structure is mirrored with our S4 core. We'll see all the account level settings, company level settings. We will see uh, the the data centers, clusters, and all those points. We'll talk about more on the user roles, user policy groups, persons, user master, and all those points. And we'll look into the service workflow configuration as well, because on the technician front, in the mobile field service application, different service call types, which is basically the service order or maintenance order in S4 core, how the different service call types will take different flows that is controlled by service workflow. We will concentrate more on that as well. There are translations, there are screen configurations. You can add some additional custom fields, custom objects, and you can even add additional standard fields also into the existing screen areas. We'll talk about business rules. Business rules are basically the out of the box solution, or to enhance certain process or to add some kind of custom logics. For that we will use business rules. Query API I have explained you, and yes guys, you can stop me whenever you want if you have any questions. And on the other module we will talk more on the planning and dispatching. We will see the end-to-end field service excellence life cycle. We'll see the planning and dispatching board, where you will have the map overview, you have the service call, you have the activities, planning and dispatching board, and a time and material journal, where a service planners will approve the costs incurred by the technicians. We'll see the assigning of activities. We have the automated scheduling, semi-automated scheduling based on the scheduling policies, that also we can look. We'll see about the absence and reservations. There are exclusive reservations also for training, absence, and those things also we will see. There are maps. There are predefined or pre-configured maps already available within FSM, basically the Google Maps and the Apple Maps. On top of it, you can add additional maps based on the business requirement. Yes, there are skills in FSM which is very useful to map the service call skill requirement with the technician requirement. That is also something available. And on the mobile field service execution, we will see the mobile field service app which is running on iOS, your Windows, your app, your Android. It's running on everywhere. A customizing application, basically it integrates with your screen configuration and the service workflow, that also we can do. And we can create a new assignment or time and material journal. Everything we can do in the mobile field service application. We'll see a lot about the reserved materials which is coming from SAP. You can record a time which is called effort. You can record expenses. There are multiple types of expenses like miscellaneous expense, travel expense, meals, accommodation. Talk about that one. We can even collect the feedback from customer as well, on for the improvement or the continuous improvement of the service processes within the organization. And there are the service reports which get generated at the end of the process, where you will get the signature from the contact person or from the customer side. You'll do the checkout. And smart forms and feedback, this was somewhere we talked in the earlier module. We will focus a lot on the smart forms, how to create these smart forms, what are the different templates, what are the mm, different formats of data which we can maintain within the smart forms. That and all, we will have a detailed look on this one, how the different element, there are many different elements, basically drop down, checkbox, the radio button, and calculations also is possible. We will look a lot on this part. We have analytics and reporting within FSM. uh, there are standard dashboards available. We have a lot of reports also, and we can even create our own dashboards and reports within the analytics and reporting application. On top of it, you can even integrate your FSM application with Analytics Cloud. That is also something available. And business rules, yes, business rules. We will use business rules whenever we need to enhance a certain processes or to add some additional flavor into the existing process. We will, for that purpose, we will do the business rule. We'll configure the business rule. We will validate it. We'll execute it. We'll see the logs, and we will see how business rules are enhancing the process. All these pieces we can go through. And we have this crowd workforce, crowd service, basically the crowd workforce. FSM as application, it is adding the option or a functionality to onboard the freelancers or the third party services or any external employees into our organization to perform service activities at a different location, or wherever the capability is not available within us in terms of resources or in terms of distance, or the location, basically location or these skills. So whatever the constraints we have within our organization, and if we need to fulfill those things, we can onboard the external employees, and for that we will use the crowd workforce. We will see the onboarding of the crowd partner. We'll see how the partner portal is how the partner portal will be visible. We'll see onboarding of partner technicians. We will see how crowd owner from our service organization is assigning tickets to service call and the activity to the partner technicians, or we'll see how partner manager itself is assigning the tickets to the partner technicians. Those things we will have a good look. And then we have the customer self service. So we talked about crowd workforce, where onboarding partners from uh, third party services and freelancing. On the other hand, we need to look on the customer front as well, where how the customers can easily connect with the service organization in order to raise a service call, or in order to uh, highlight a issue which they are facing on the asset level. For those things, we have the customer self-service portal. Basically, it works in two ways. It's a mobile web URL based mobile application, or a web URL based laptop application. You can do in both the ways, where uh, on the mobile front, a chatbot will get opened and you can see the equipment manual. You can call a customer service representative, and he or she will create a service call on behalf of you, or you can create a service call from the customer side itself. All these customer related pieces of requirements are handled in a customer self-service portal. We'll see how we can set up the customer self-service portal. We'll see the moment sets, branding, and the URL generation. All these things we will have a good look on the customer self-service portal. And there are multiple integrations available. We can integrate our FSM with RS for public cloud, S for private cloud, or ECC. You can integrate it with the SAP Analytics Cloud for the analytics part. And mostly the market is dominated by Proaxia connector as part of which I mean the middleware. Proaxia connector is mostly the leading in the market for integrating our PM solution with the FSM. On top of it, SAP is evolving their process integration, which is the CPI cloud process integration, as part of their BTP integration suite. Even SAP is trying to cover the market on the middleware part instead of giving it to Proaxia. And yes, so all these pieces we have discussed very much in detail. So I'm going to skip those things. So these part we have discussed: expense approval, mobile application, smart form. Okay, now this is one of a simple end-to-end field service process, where how the service management from the ERPS for core is integrated with our FSM application, where the S4 core will take care the work order management, the contracts part, billing part, the large materials issue or receiving all the material documents. Basically, all those informations are recorded in the S4 core, and the planning of technicians, the execution part, the complete execution part is taken care by FSM, where we have the scheduling, planning, and dispatching board, where you will where the service planner will assign the activities to the technicians, and then the technician will go to the desired location based on the maps. And there are many automated policies available which will optimize the route for the technician to reach at the right time and everything. And we have time and material journal for the service planner to review and approve the expenses which was posted by the technicians, and we have mobile application where technicians will perform the execution from this side. Customer field services, customer self service is there to engage with the customer within the FSM. These are the three major roles which is available in FSM. One is for customer, one is for service manager, one is for field technician, and we have one more for the crowd. For crowd also we have separate roles in the FSM application. This is also piece of overall end-to-end architecture where you can see the customer is raising a request through the customer self-service portal, and the customer can even provide feedback, and ERP core is going to manage all the pieces which I have explained earlier, and then FSM is going to take care of the planning, scheduling, dispatching, connecting with the partner company, execution of the activity by the technician, traveling to the location, capturing the expense, efforts, mileage, material, and sending back to service planner for the approval. All these pieces are handled in FSM by both the service planner and the field technicians. And okay, we have planning and dispatching. So planning and dispatching, as I explained, it's for the service planner to plan the activities to the technician. There are many ways to do that. One is the simple drag and drop, where I will show you that one, and I have a separate video for that. I will show you that one. Technician service planner will drag and drop the activity to the technician. On top of it, we have automated scheduling and semi-automated scheduling, which have its own predefined scheduling policies based on the distance, or based on the skills, or based on the skills and distance, or based on whomsoever can reach to the location at the earliest location. Everything is possible. So that is handled in the planning and dispatching board. We talked about crowd service. This is basically the partner portal screen where the crowd owner can see the list of partners which he has onboarded within our service organization. That is something we can see. Okay, so this is one of the architecture which we did for one of our clients. This is basically the private cloud or the on-prem application, I would say. Private cloud or the on-prem application, I would say. Yes, we have the infrastructure as SAP on-prem 2023 FPS03 version as the SFS4 core, and on the integration layer we had a CPI. Within the integration suite we had cloud connector, we had a data replication framework to push information from SAP to integration suite, and we had a cycloconfigs to push the class characteristics, function, location, and equipment to handle their offline mode of data transfer from SAP to the mobile applications. And then we had there was RFC also involved for certain data objects. Certain data objects, I mean the service organization replication, the service contract replication, smart forms instance, and the maintenance order replication. So all involved RFC. On the S4 side, we have all the information. We have class, characteristics, equipment, function, location. We have the master data, business partner, employee, business partners, and business partner with the relationship, contact person, the employees, product price, product stock, service order, service contract. Everything is available, and these master data and transaction data we will integrate or synchronize to our FSM application. FSM will hold all this information, and it will hold the master data as well. So in FSM, the product, it's called as item master, and the business partner is called as business partner. The equipment is called as equipment. Function location is also called as equipment in FSM. And so post upon synchronizing all this information, the service order will be created from S4, which will get integrated to FSM as a service call. So here there is a catch. In SAP, we call it maintenance order and its associated operations. In SAP, we call it service order and its associated line items. But in FSM, we call it service call and activity, where service call is equal to maintenance order, service call is equal to service order, activity is equal to maintenance order operations, and activity is equal to service order line items. This is something small. Terminologies are different, but the work is going to be the same, and understanding is going to be the same. Okay, and technician will perform his execution activities. He will see the reserved materials, he will consume the reserved materials, he will do his physical execution activities, and he will look into his mobile field service application to perform. He will use his mobile field service application to accept the activity, travel to the desired location, record the mileage information, and then record the efforts which he has posted, to record the reserved materials which he has consumed, and additional expenses as well. Everything will be recorded, and the time and material journal will be posted back to S4 service as a service confirmation. And the catches for S4 service: efforts, material, mileage, and expense. All these four type of expenses is applicable, whereas in maintenance it is only effort and material. Goes back to SAP. Now, in our project, we had a requirement where the technician will go to the customer location, and technician is not having the right capability to fix the problem. So he has to connect with the remote expert who will be sitting at the office. So there is an application called TeamViewer X Assist as a foundational service application. We can integrate the TeamViewer X Assist application through the foundational services which is available in the FSM, and it will enable a bridge between the remote expert who is sitting in the office with the service technician who is on site. They will connect over a different mobile application called X Assist AR. It's an AR enabled camera where you can pick the right location, you can update everything. They can talk over the call, they can take pictures, they can record the videos. And the TeamViewer application itself is having its own AI enabled functionalities where it will take a summary of all the discussion they have made, and it will send a report, a PDF attachment back to SAP within the line item as an attachment. Use S4HANA service, which is the after sales module, and then we are collaborating our S4 service with FSM and TeamViewer. Yes, I believe I have touched upon a lot, and this is something we did it for our public cloud client. We had a client where they had their own public cloud system, and we had to do this. And here also we did the team viewer part, and then they had asset performance management as well. As of now, public cloud system is not having the EAM integration with FSM. They have only service integration. They had their own APM application for asset health monitoring and reliability engineering related information. So we had to integrate the APM with the public cloud application, which is 2508 recent release. And the recommendations which is coming as an outcome from the reliability engineering has been used to create the maintenance plans and task list, maintenance plan and service order template basically within our S4 service module. And with all the pieces which I have explained here, it's the same to same, no difference. On top of APM, the client wants an AI application to be embedded, integrated with their APM application for their detection of damages within the physical object. So basically they take pictures, they upload it into the server. The server will look into the pictures. The trained AI model is going to throw the results whether the asset is good physical in state or not. And they have their own IoT integration that is also passing the information to the APM application, and then it's sending information back to the S4 service through measurement documents. Okay, the integration layer we have used the CPI, but here it's a bit different. There we had a lot of RFCs and everything. Here it's very simple. We have a communication arrangement, communication channel. We have event mesh. We have one domain model. One domain model is to have one unique reference for all the master data objects when it is flowing between multiple systems to in order to reduce the redundancy or the discrepancy of the master data when it is traveling between the applications. The one domain model master data integration within the BTP course, it is going to help a lot. Okay, so this is one of a small process flow which we did as a POC for the client. Customer is going to create a service call through the customer self-service portal. We are going to see the complete field service excellence, the end-to-end life cycle, and I'm going to show a video also on this one. Customer is going to create a service call in a self-service portal, and it's going to automatically generate a service order in SAP. And sorry, if customer is going to create a service call in customer self-service portal, which is FSM, and it automatically creates a service order in SAP, and service planner will do the scheduling of the service call in the scheduling, planning and dispatching application. He'll do the release. It goes to technician will accept it, technician will travel to the location. All these activities are performed in mobile, and he will do the physical activity. The data, the parts are being used. Let's assume that if he want to do any other activity, he'll create a follow-up activity. He will check for the material availability for the follow-up activity. If the material is not available, then an automatic purchase requisition is created in SAP. A purchase order is generated, goods receipt happened, and invoices mirror is posted to the vendor from which the part is procured. Then for the new activity, the technician will consume the part, he will execute the task, he will record the effort, mileage, material and expense. A report will be generated. That report will be signed by customer in the mobile application itself. Service planner will review all the expenses which the technician posted, and he is going to approve it. Once it is approved, it goes to SAP as a service confirmation. Service confirmation is completed and the service order is completed. It is released for billing and the invoice is created to the customer. So this is something we did. What I'll do, I will quickly show a video so that the agenda is completed. So this is the barcodes which you will. This is these kinds of barcodes are attached on the physical assets. So once you scan the barcode, the portal opens. This is something which I have explained in the customer self-service portal. So you can schedule a technician, you can see the equipment details. If you want, you can call the customer representative, and you can see the manual also. So we are scheduling a technician now. Yes, customer is giving all the information in the chat window itself. Even he can provide a time slot at which the technician has to visit him, and the customer is reviewing all the information, and a service call will get generated. That service call is now goes to the FSM application. Basically, this is the planning and dispatching board. You can see it in the service call. So you can see it in the service call. 366 is the service call which got created, and this external ID is basically the service order number which got generated in the SAP system. Now this is the SAP on-prem screen, service order screen. You can see you can see the order got created with the line item, and yes. Yes, and then we are marking it release, so that now the technician is ready to, planner is ready to share the information to technician, which is releasing the activity, and technician is going to work on it. Okay, in the transaction history, you can see the FSM service call, which is integrated to the SAP service order. Okay, service call is there. There are some additional AI embedded functionalities within FSM, natural language filtering, equipment summary, activity summary. There are 2 to 3 AI embedded functionalities. Yes, now the activity is being assigned to the technician by the service planner, and the service activity is now released to the technician by the service planner. Now this is the mobile field service application. At the mobile, now technician will receive the notification, and he will look into all the information here, and then he will accept the activity, and then he will travel to the desired location. Yes, and then if he want, he will record all the mileage which he traveled. Then he will also record the efforts and everything which he has posted. But now here in this case, he wants to do some additional activity, so he's creating a follow-up activity to perform the next action. So this follow-up activity needs a material, so in the notes he had it, we need the material. So now this existing activity is closed, because now after inspecting he found that he needs the material, so he's closing the existing activity with all the efforts and mileage done. There is a report which is getting generated, and I cannot show that report because of some other problems. Now the service order within SAP created a new line item as a follow-up bulb fix action. Now for this new item, we are going to add the reserved materials which needs to be procured. This material is added, and since it's a part which we don't have in stock, we are changing the item category so that it creates a purchase requisition automatically. Okay, we are releasing the item, and then the transaction history, you can see a purchase requisition got generated, and against this purchase requisition, SAP team, say the material planner or procurement guy, will do the PO generation, goods received, and stock intake. PO is generated. Goods received against the purchase order, yes. And item, okay. Post and check, okay. Since this has been procured for a service order, it's automatically consumed as well, so it's completed. Now again, technician is going to mobile field service application, and he will open his follow-up activity to fix the bulb. So he is now accepting the new activity. He will travel to the location, he will use the reserved material. The reserved material you can see there, so he will use the reserved material, consume, use. Okay, all the same steps are being followed. Technician is recording all the effort, material, mileage information, is syncing the information back, and the report got generated. And now this is the FSM planning and dispatching screen. Under the time and material journal, the service planner will review all the expenses or the cost incurred by the technician. He will review it. He can reject it, or he can ask them to change, or he can approve it in one go. Yeah. So now the technician's expenses are approved by the service planner. So now in the transaction history, you can see it as a service confirmation posted in the SAP systems. Now the service confirmation is marked as completed. So service confirmation is marked as completed for both the service confirmation against both the line item activities. Then a BDR will be generated, billing document request. It's released for billing, and then an invoice is also generated against this. So billing document request has got generated, and then yeah, you can see everything. The invoice, the final invoice. So this is how we can manage the end-to-end field service excellence flow. These are some POCs which we did earlier for our clients, and then yeah, this is the agenda for today, and then I believe it's good. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. It's a good presentation. Thank you so much. Question one. So you said Cyclo should push the configuration to FSM. So do you still, when FSM is implemented, do we need to still have the Cyclo?
Cyclo will handle the classification, characteristics, equipment, and function location for
Can you hear me?
on-prem.
I can't hear you.
Cyclo, can you hear me now? Hello, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Siddharth.
Okay. I think Satya has some. Hello, Satya.
Sorry, I lost you for some time. Can you hear me?
No problem. Yeah, I can hear you now. So
I don't know.
what SAP is suggesting, that in order to push technical objects and class and characteristics, you need to use cycloconfig
Okay.
to handle the offline capabilities.
So that means we still need to have Cyclo in place when FSM is there.
Yes.
Number two, you also mentioned that there is a recommendation from the reliabilities and so do you have an API for the connecting to other systems like a Meridium or any other systems of to conduct reliability analysis in systems like?
So okay, we did APM integration with the public cloud. Okay, both are public cloud solutions, and we never had a need to have a middleware. The integration happened very smoothly. It's just a communication arrangement and communication channel which we need to create in our public cloud system with the host name of APM, and the enablement happened within 2 days, 3 days. It was not a big workload in terms of integration.
And when we have the demo system access after this training, so whatever you did today, will you are we able to do the same process for our testing or for hands-on
Naveen,
work like?
yes, definitely you will get hands-on.
Yeah, we will
Maybe,
provide the
yeah.
system access. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
But we
Satya.
provide like FSM system, but not Cyclo something. Okay, that we can't provide it. Okay.
Let's discuss, Naveen, on that point. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
discuss
Yeah.
once again.
We'll discuss. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Siddharth.
Okay,
So
guys. Yeah.
are you going to cover like mobile application configuration as well from Cyclo point of view?
Cyclocon. See, I need to talk that on that particular piece with Naveen. If
Okay.
so, that let me discuss with him once. If you talk about the mobile configuration of the FSM application, then it's a pretty straightforward application provided by SAP. We can play around on the service workflows. We can play around on the screen configurations. Basically, those are the configurations which is like very much needed mm, on the mobile field service application of FSM.
Okay. Okay. And in this training, like it will be limited to FSM only, or like as per the demo, like we are going to integrate with the SM, and then the service order will create and the full execution. So that type of a training we are going to cover.
Mm, I believe so. I believe so. Yes, because that discussion what I had with Naveen is,
Mhm.
but I have to talk again with him one more time. Naveen, is it okay to discuss the conversation which we had, or you want to talk
No,
about
no,
it
we'll
more?
discuss again on that part
Yes,
because
yes,
we
yes.
need to subscribe for the different tenants, right? Okay, then the
Yeah,
costing.
yeah.
It's about the costing only, Ashish. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you know, right? Each and every cloud product is a separate tenants. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you guys, if you want, I can get the quotation. Okay, then you can think of it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Naushad here.
I know,
So,
Sadhya.
hey, are we providing any document? I'm good with the presentation. What kind of documents will be provided as part of this training?
Mm, I have some documents. I can share you a process flow, like for every different piece of function, every FSM functionality. I have a process flow. I can share that. That will give you a brief idea. I can share you this architecture which we have prepared for your understanding. And we can have the sessions always recorded. So yeah,
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I believe Naveen recording is
Yeah, yeah,
recording is
yeah.
on.
We'll be
Yeah.
having an LMS portal, Noshat. Okay, through that the
Yes.
recordings will be shared to you. Okay.
Okay, then it's perfect now. So you will have the recording. I'll share the process, the process flow diagram. So those two things will help you in covering up.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, I need to drop off. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
If nothing else, then
Thanks. Thanks, Siddharth. Thanks for the demo. Thanks, everyone.
yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye.
weekend.
Okay. Siddharth, we can start. Siddharth, the other person is taking time to join. You can go ahead. Okay.
Okay, okay, now. Okay. Your plan for an hour. Share my screen. Let me my screen also. Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Yes, you are. Yeah, we can see your screen. Yes. Okay, perfect. Confirmation. Okay, perfect. So now, today we will look
Can you
into
hear
this.
us?
Yes,
Siddharth?
yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Is there any lag or something?
Hello.
If I can hear, can you guys hear me?
I can.
Okay, no lag, right? At least from my side.
Hello.
No shit. No.
Yes.
So we can't hear you, and we can see your screen, but
I mean,
Satya, can you hear me?
I think there is a lag from Satya's side. I think that's on my phone. Now shit and now I guess you got.
can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh God.
Can you hear me, Satya?
Naushad,
Now
can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
No, Satya, I couldn't hear you.
Shit, you can get me, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Naushad, you can hear, right?
Yes, I
Sorry.
can hear.
Now I can hear you guys. Okay. Can
Okay,
you hear me
Satya?
now?
Yeah. Okay. Great then. Okay. Yeah. Now we can go ahead.
Okay.
Sir. Yeah.
Okay. We will focus on org structure of FSM. Most of the time, I will reference it to S/4HANA side also, so we can picturize those things. Okay, first point. FSM is a public cloud solution. It's not a private cloud or on-prem solution. FSM is a public cloud solution that we have to. But yes, you can integrate your FSM with the on-prem S/4HANA, C4C, FSM, SAP Public Cloud. All these things you can integrate to different middleware. But the first point is FSM is a public cloud solution, and it is hosted at certain data centers. Okay, data centers are the physical infrastructure which is developed by giants, AWS, Azure, and even Ambani is also constructing a data center. Yes.
Your voice is not so clear.
Give me 5 minutes. Let me try to change my headset.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You check the headset. If not, I'll change the meeting. Still, if we have an issue.
We're good now? Perfect. Perfect. Hello?
Yeah, good.
Perfect. I hope Jabra will not down us. Okay. So I'll share my screen again. Okay. Now, as I said, public FSM is a public cloud solution, and it is hosted at different data centers. Okay. And I talked about the different mass guys. FSM is running on AWS. Okay. And in FSM, the data centers are called as clusters. The different clusters where FSM is hosted is US, Europe, Germany, China, and Australia. How you can differentiate it? The instance which Naveen is working on, he will provide us a instance. In that instance, the URL itself will give us a clarity that in which data center cluster our FSM account is hosted. Okay, you will see EU for Europe, US for US region, EU for Europe, and DE for Germany, AU for Australia, and I believe CHS for China. How this decision is made? The decision is made by SAP. How they take this decision is based on the. Now let's assume that we are an organization and we use SAP. We create all the customers and vendors as business partners with different business partner role pools. Like that, SAP in its own SAP system, they will create our individual organizations as business partners, as customers, FLCU01, business partner customers, yes, and based on the address, country, region at which the business partner is created. Based on that, the cluster is defined for a customer. Okay, this is one important point which SAP will do, nothing for us, just one important point. So whatever the points we have on this slide, it's very important to remember when we talk about the technical steps. First point is done. Let's not focus on second point. Let's jump into fourth point now. Now, how the org structure is looked at FSM. First, it's cluster, which I discussed. Second is the account. Third is the company. Okay. How you can map it to S4HANA. Any cluster in S4HANA is called a data center, be it either a private cloud or on-prem or public cloud. It's a whole system altogether. No, sorry, it's a whole setup altogether. Okay. And any account, you will compare it to the system. Okay. And the companies, you will see it as plant, if it is maintenance related, SAP PM related or SAP CS related, and you will see it as a service org when you talk about SAP S4 Service Management. Okay, so this company will be linked to plant, or this company will be linked to service org when you do when you talk in the integration perspective. This is how you need to visualize the cluster, account, company to data center, system and plant and service org. But the actual integration between FSM and S4HANA will happen at the company level. Company, a plant, company to service org. Okay. Guys, you can stop me whenever you want if you have any question. Okay. Okay. So in one cluster, you can have multiple accounts, and in one account, you can have multiple companies. Again, how this decision is made, it's made strategically based on the business requirement. It's not something, it's a decision of teamwork, not a one single person. Meaning, in S4, you guys might have did a lot of projects where you will have one separate system for development, one separate system for integration testing, one system separately for user acceptance testing, and one for production. So we call it dev, IT, pre-production and production. Okay. In some cases, business will have one system for development and integration testing by separating it as two different clients. One separate system for pre-production, one for production. So like that, in FSM, what SAP is suggesting, minimum you should have two accounts. One account, you do it for complete testing purpose. Another account, you use it for your day-to-day production activities. Is it clear? Okay. Now, second point. Let's jump into second point and fifth point. There will be no data transfer between the accounts, and there is no data transfer between the clusters. These are SAP rules, and no other go we have to import it. Each company will have its own database, and there is no data transfer between companies also. Okay, so I hope these 4 points are completed. Now, SAP is having its own annual audits. Those annual audits are performed by this AICPA in US. They are doing this annual audits. Point number 3 is not important, but this is something in the learning hub or in the help portal. It's the information is available, so it's a piece of salt. It's good to have. Okay, any account level configuration you do it will affect all the companies within the account. Any company level configurations you do will affect only the company. Okay, next one. Any account level, what are the account level configurations? Is if you see the account level configurations, is the user management, authorization management, client and access management, all the session related properties, authentication logs, authorization logs, dead event logs, all these logs are available at account level. Company level configurations. Company level will have this company information, business rules, any custom objects if you want to develop, screen configurations, the service workflow which a technician has to go through in its service life cycle, and all the integration. All these will lie down at the company level, account level, company level. Now, types of user interfaces. The FSM is having 3 different user interfaces. One is the admin console, another one is the shell portal, which is the end user interface, and third one is the mobile client. Maybe what we can do, I would ask you all to download the SAP mobile field service application in your mobile. Can we do that? Let's keep it downloaded and ready. Give me a heads up. Once you got the access from, once we get the access from Naveen, and we will start, logging into it. Okay, what's that one?
What is it? What is SAP Field Service Management? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it is asking for cloud account or user email, right? We leave it like that, right?
Yes, keep it downloaded and ready. That is, we will look into it once we get access. Okay. So I said three types of user interfaces, right? One is the admin console. This is the admin console. So your URL goes like this, and with the forward slash, if it starts with admin, it's your admin console. And your same URL goes, and with the forward slash your shell, it's a shell portal. So these two are 2 different consoles, which I talked here. And third one is your mobile client. So the users who will use the different applications. Mobile client. Mobile client is used by the field service technicians or the partner technicians. So the guys who go to customer location to perform the field service, at times they will not have the laptop to record everything, opening the laptop and recording everything. It's automatic. So we have mobile application, which is SAP, which field service technicians and partner technicians will use to accept mileage, material, expenses, collect the smartphone information, do the checkout, and get customers information. End user shell portal. End user shell portal looks like this. So the home screen is, this is the home screen. Okay. All your day-to-day operations is handled through shell portal. Okay. We have customer self-service, which customer, we will do all the settings here, and customer will use it. Planning and dispatching. This is one of the major or at times mostly used file within FSM. Okay, the service planner, he will assign this activity to the technician either through drag and drop method. This is a skill error, no problem, or through semi-automated scheduling, find the best matching technician. Okay, or there is one more option, semi-automated scheduling batch. Let's say if I want to like bulk assign multiple activities automatically to different technicians, that I will do here. Anyway, we are going to look everything one by one, and then you will assign it here, and then you will do a schedule now. So whatever is scheduled, you will see here. Whatever is not scheduled, you will get the error accordingly. Okay, so now automated scheduling. There is something called automated scheduling where the service planner will do nothing. The system is going to automatically assign everything to technicians. That will happen this question. Okay. Then you can have the service map. This is my demo system, and here I use Google Maps. SAP by standard, it's giving Google Maps and Apple Maps. Here you can see your list of technicians where they are available. So you can see this technician is available in Bangalore and what he is doing. All you can see here, and all these informations are basically based on the address which you maintain at the person master. Okay, so you can see the schedule, how it's looking. You can see for my ID. So basically, yes. So this map will give you overall idea of what other people are doing. Some guy is here. These are the service call icons. Correct. This is the service call. There is a service call here. Three service calls are here. Okay. All these informations you will see through service map. This is basically a visual representation of fancy representation. Okay, now comes the service call tab. Here you will see all the list of service calls which is available in different statuses: ready to plan, new, technically complete, dispatched. All these different service calls you will see, and the associated activities you will see in the activities tab. Okay. Finally, the time and material journal. Time and material journal, basically a screen area which will help the service planner to approve the different cost which the technicians posted against the activity. So you can see the activity, you can see the type of activity, service comment, you can see the type of cost which they posted, effort or material, or you can see even mileage and expense also. So there is no data, see expense. You can see everything in the system. Okay, next. We have crowd workforce. Crowd workforce, this is a crowd workforce stream which you will use to onboard the third party or freelancing guys. So you will use the crowd workforce for that purpose. Smart forms and feedback. that, you will use it to create your own checklist or a template, which a technician will use to record the information, or you can get a feedback from customer through smart forms and do that as well. We have analytics and reporting where you can write your own queries and manage your queries, and you can do that, or the dashboard will do that. So there is some default dashboard. It will show the list of calls and data based on priority type. Basically, the data. Okay. Master data is there. You can give a whole look of different master data, which is available. You will go quickly on that. Then you have foundational services. Foundational services you will use to extend your FSM to other multiple applications, like third-party applications that you have here. You can do screen configuration. You can customize your screen based on your need. That is also possible. And you have the auto scheduling policies. We talked about auto scheduling. Those yes, distance, minimize travel time, distance and skill. It should match both. Who can reach earlier or only skills. All these policies. Okay. Partner portal, basically we talked about crowd workforce, right? Crowd workforce where we will onboard the third-party service companies or their freelancing guys, and they will use the partner portal from their side to assign the technicians. Yes, and the settings and configurations where you will do all the settings and configurations for a particular company, and this is also something we will look at in detail on over. Okay. So I talked about admin. Now we'll jump into admin console now. Sorry. We'll jump into admin console. Talked about mobile clients. We talked about end user. Now we'll jump into admin console. Before jumping into admin console, I want to talk about the different company types which is available in the FSM. One is demo company. Demo company is basically a type which will have predefined a set of data which you can play around in the system, basically for demo purposes. You have a standalone company. It's called a standalone company. Here you can use the FSM standalone, or if you want to integrate your FSM with the public cloud or private cloud application, this is for a public cloud or for a private cloud application through CPA as a middleware, then you will use standalone type as a company type. Okay. Then if you want to integrate your FSM with the ECC or HANA apart from CPA as a middleware, then you will use ERP as the company type in your FSM or the company which you create. Okay. What and all you have in your admin account? You have all the account information. We will go there. You have all the audit logs, which I talked about, right? All the login information, change logs, everything you will see in your audit logs. You have company. You can see all the company related information. You can even create custom objects, basically object which is not available in FSM, but you want to integrate it with your other application. You can create your own custom objects and custom fields. And then we have policy groups. Policy groups are basically for the control of authorization at object level against the company. And you have users. Then you have access granting, where you need to do the access management of access management to the users. And here you have the links, also the corresponding input links to the user. And then the session configuration, what are the sessions happened in different applications that we will see, authentication events, how many people tried and failed to log into your system, event logs, business rules. And if you want to do some tweaking in your all the business rules logs, business rule execution, all the logs will be available. Which will be available at account level. Then we have Query API. Query API is basically the core SQL queries which you will run to extract data. Like in SAP, we have the tables, and those standard tables in the inputs in SE16, and then you will do extraction. But in FSM, we have data transfer objects, but we need to write code SQL. And then we talked about screen configurations. I showed you there. And then service workflow, we will talk very separately. And then translation, if at all any translation is needed, we can do the translation as well at the account level. Any questions, guys, till now? Something to the any questions?
I'm okay.
Okay. So it's the account. I am at account now. Okay. So at first, let's see. So here you will have all the account related information. Okay, and then you can manage your accounts login and password and everything. Okay. And then you have companies. Okay, what are the different companies you can? What are the different companies that has been created within an account? Okay, and then you can see the contract details which SAP gave to the customer as part of the licensing and procurement. You can see all this information here. Okay, and as part of this particular licensing, SAP is saying you can use like crowd transaction of maximum 10,000 and not more. Okay. Crowd transactions are nothing but basically these crowd transaction. We talked about crowd workforce, like onboarding the third party services and freelancing guys. These third-party services and freelancing guys will perform transactions, basically the partner technician leaves on execution. All those transactions are considered, and that is what here mentioned as crowd contract. And this is the security part, how we will log in into the system. Based on my experience till now, business is using an OpenID Connect configuration. Okay. Why OpenID Connect configuration is SAP is saying earlier there was a scene where we can create users directly within FSM application. Okay, but now what is happening? SAP is saying you cannot create users directly in your FSM admin console. SAP is saying you need to manage your users through IaaS systems. IaaS is nothing but another SAP product, SAP Identity Access Services platform, which is basically used by the basis guys and the security guys. So what will happen? IaaS is one single platform which will hold all the users which is onboarded, who are onboarded for that particular organization. And all applications, authentication or logging into all the applications will happen through this SAP IaaS. So let's say if an organization is having 8, 9 different applications, all these 8, 9 different applications will point to SAP IaaS for the authentication purpose. So one single password for everyone for all different applications that are using. Okay, something important. Earlier, in earlier versions, we can create users, but now it's not happening. Okay, so yes, so this is now companies we will look.
That,
Yes.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So each user should have two user accounts. One is in IAS, other one is in ECC or S4HANA.
Okay, so normally what will happen in business, people will have SAP HCM or HCM, right? SAP HCM. All those users are pushed into your HANA system or ECC system, and from there it goes to other places, right? Now, if you use what SAP is saying, you keep all your users at SAP HANA itself, but share that information with SAP IIS. So authentication for all the applications will happen through IIS, but your source system of users will be HCM and S4. Did I make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Now, companies will not do now. Company itself, if you go inside, there's a bunch of functions which we talked about. Not go there. Now I'll jump into users. Okay. User. Okay. Now in this user part, I want you to remember one more point. Okay. User policy groups and persons. Can ask me, like users and persons are different. Physically, if you see the person is same, but in system, you are differentiating in two different manners. Okay. So user, you are maintaining certain information, and at person, you are maintaining hardly 4 information, which I will show you when we are talking about companies. But let's assume that this guy, Sudhakar, is working in two different companies. That time, he will, in one company, he might be a service planner, and in another company, he might be a service technician. So, in order to not to keep everything on account level, we are creating persons, which is basically the business partner role code, BUP003. When you are talking about in the integration terms, you can differentiate its access at the company level. So, meaning now this guy is working only on 1010, he is not working on 10.D3. So, he cannot log in into this particular company. He can log in on only to 1010 company. Okay. This is something. Remember when we will again touch up when we are doing a company level concepts. Okay. Next, two more things: user role and user policy group. Remember, as of now, we will jump into user policy groups now. Okay. Before that, if you see here on this Sudhakar ID, you see here user policy groups are at company level, and user roles are at account level. Both are something related to authorization only. Okay. But user roles do the authorization at account level, and user policy groups will do the control or authorization at company level. So he can be a service planner, as I said, at 1010, and he can be a technician at 1010_D3. Okay. That is the differentiation. Okay. Now, user policy groups. See here, there are many user policy groups. In the user policy groups, you will maintain the permissions at the data objects level. Okay. So we talked about the data object, activity, address, whether he can create or whether he can read, whether he can update or delete. Okay. Attachment, service call, assignment, product, item category, item group. So everything you will control at data object level through user policy groups. That's why the user policy group is at company level, not at account level. You can keep the synchronization rules, what synchronization you want to do. Every object will have different synchronization rules. At what time it has to synchronize. And you can even give a, yes, basically this is for synchronization rules, UI configuration. Yes, UI configurations. In the user interface, you will mention for what data objects, at what place it has to be visible. Now, activity, I want to keep it visible. If you don't want to keep the alert visible, then you can deselect it. If you want it, you can keep it visible. So all these user interface level configurations, it is available at user policy groups. Okay, and all these are at data objects level. Okay. Now, if I jump into user roles, let me quickly show you super user role. Okay. Here, if you see, everything is at account level, account, company, whatever you can do on this area. Whether you want to do any changes on account, whether you want to do any changes on company setting, permission group, user master, client, open ID talk, session configuration, password policy. If you see here, everything is at generic account or proper system management, performance management, audit management, more of a on the bigger picture, where the user policy groups are on the data objects level, more on the day-to-day execution level. Okay, that is the reason, and that is the story why we have user policy groups at a company level and the roles are at account level for a user. Okay, password policy. How your password should be for your FSM account. Okay, you can play around with this area. No problem. Data subject. This you will skip it. Not even sure what is this. I'm trying to find information on that. Personal data is also something related to that. Annual audit related information. This data subject and personal data both related to that. Annual audits which SAP itself doing, so I couldn't understand what is going on over there only. We will jump into clients. Client is nothing but communication user. I wouldn't say exactly it as a communication user, but think about it as a communication user. Instead of using the word communication user, I will use a word placeholder, which will help to differentiate the messages which is coming into a person and which is going out of a person. Okay, that is why you use it. That's why you use it. Clients. What are clients basically? Clients are nothing but your OAuth 2.0 authentication method data object. You will create a client ID. You will create a client secret. Authentication method is client secret. At the time of creation, a 20 to 25 digit character will be generated, and once you save it, it will be grayed out and you cannot use it again. So this client ID and client secret, you will use it at your integration purposes. Now, let's say we have one client ID client secret. I created this one so that I can integrate my FSM with Postman. I need to do something with Postman to check some APIs are working or some URL are this working. So I had a separate client ID client secret created, which will take care of me and which will enable a connection between a Postman and FSM. There is one more client ID which normally will create, or this is standard, which we will use for the integration purpose. If you want to integrate your public cloud S/4HANA, private cloud S/4HANA, you will use this one. Or maybe you can create a new one also. It's not mandatory that you need to always use this one. But this is something, like when you get a vanilla FSM application, this will be available. But you can create one more new client ID client secret, no problem. OpenID Connect configuration, I talked about it. Basically, here is the place. This is the placeholder where you will update your the IIS host, IIS token, IIS endpoint, all the information you will maintain here so that your SAP, so your FSM will automatically redirect to IIS instance for the authentication purpose. SAML configuration is also something related to security purpose. Unfortunately, all the clients which I worked, 4 clients, everybody used to OpenID Connect configuration, so I never had a chance to look much into this SAML. And again, these are mostly taken care by your basis and security guys. My guy was that guy basically was a lovely guy, and he was my friend. He explained to me how it worked. Never got a chance to look into this SAML configuration, but this and OpenID is related to the security and authentication part. Session configuration, at what time your session has to expire for every user. That's what you will maintain it. Again, this is also client specific. Let's go to audit log. Okay. So audit log, this is where you can get a good picture of the client ID and client secret. Okay. So now you can see here different client IDs. These are the audit logs I talked about, right? Annual audits and all the changes and actions which we do in FSM will get reflected. Morning, I had to do something through my API tool. So see here, there was some account update, there was some user update, user creation, some person update. Everything I did it through my Postman application, and I used this particular client ID along with my client secret, and I generated authentication token. So with that, I able to do the change. So now, since these entries came into the system successfully, I can see this client ID. Okay, like this, there are many standard client IDs, admin, shell, iOS. Someone today logged in through iOS application, mobile application. So that's why it's showing a user synchronization. And now I believe now only we did a lot of checking on a map. So that also got recorded. Time and materials are also got recorded. I hope you guys got the crux of client, right? Client is a very important topic when we are discussing on the integration aspects. Slow. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so super. So I believe this is the important topic. That's right. Okay. All the authentication related events you will see here. If anybody try to log in, you will get logs recorded here. All the authorization related events will get logged here. Last authorization event happened on what last year, October. So that also you can see. Basically, these are the reports which you will use it for the bigger picture stuffs. And events are basically Events, how will I explain? When you run a query API, when you run a business rule, or when you run a smart form instance, all these events will be recorded in the events area. So I talked about business rules, right? Business rules will be part of companies. If you see here, I'll go to company, Business rule will be part of the company account, and then company. Business rule will be part of company, but all the business rule related execution history, details, jobs, everything will be available in my account level information. Okay. So we ran some business rules, so those are available. You can see some reports also, success, failure, and everything. Okay. And execution details, everything you can see. Details will give you the error message, JSON format. History will give you the success and failure and dashboards. Jobs, never did any business rule job. Maybe during our training, we'll try to do a business rule job also. Okay. Last one is the central configuration management. Starting of the session, we talked about comparing our FSM application with S4HANA system architecture, where S4HANA, we used to have this transports to move the configurations from one client to another client or one system to another system. Here, we do not have any such thing, but we can download all the business rules and we can upload. We can download all the company information, we can upload. That we can do. But let's say if we have if you want to move the configurations or the not actual data, configuration related information between the companies within the same account, then you will use the central configuration management. Okay. Now let's say source selection. This is my source company, 1010. Okay. 1010, I want to move it. Okay. Now, these are the different objects: business rules, service workflow, countries, business partner groups, item group, price list. All these things are available. These are not actual data. These are the configurations or objects which we need to run the day-to-day business operations. Okay. Now let's say I'm taking all these 11 entries. Okay. And only I'm selecting these objects and I'm going to confirm. It's asking me the destination company. So in my account, I have two companies. One is the 1010 and one is the 1010D3. So I'll select 1010D3. The target selection automatically will be equal to your object selection or the source selection. So all these things. So when you do confirm, system will ask whether I can create everything in your new company. If you give OK, it will copy. Absolutely not. Why you need this? If you want, if you have a golden client and you want to test everything, another company, you have two companies in one account. You have one company for proper development activities. You have another company for proper testing purpose. So if you want to, you can use this particular functionality to move on the information from one place to one company to another company. Yes. So this is all about our admin console account related information. This is what I planned for today. Because if I take company, company itself is a whole list of information, and I don't want to stop in the middle. Stop here. Any questions? Any questions?
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, good. Unless we have a hands-on you don't get the grip of it, like, right? So,
Agreed. I had a word with Naveen morning. He said, we will sort it out and what needs to in certain very 2 or 3 days. Naveen? Naveen? I mean, he might
Hello?
have communicated you also the same.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Naveen.
yes, Naveen. So Satya was asking about this access.
Access will get by Monday or Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We already ordered. SAP is doing some delay, right? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Once we get, we'll update. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
How about so? What would be the next session like?
Tomorrow we will talk the company related settings.
Okay, tomorrow same time. Naushad, how are you?
Yes.
Comfortable?
Yeah, tomorrow morning I'm not available, so maybe I will listen to the recording.
Okay. Okay. So will you be sending the recordings, Naveen, to us?
He will upload it in the SharePoint. I believe he shared you the Google Drive link. I believe. Correct.
Okay. So anyway, so recordings will be there, like, so we can find.
There you will find all that.
Any comfortable time? I mean, we can prepone, postpone, something like Naushad.
Yeah, I will be stepping out around 6:45, 7 o'clock.
Oh,
so yeah, it will be
sure.
tough for me.
Will you
I'll be back at 11:30 or 11:45 EST.
Oh,
From 10 morning time on my way on every Sundays.
Okay. Okay, then we'll keep it. So, okay, fine.
Okay then. So I mean, I'll check with Naveen now. So are we doing the same time tomorrow? Or?
Yeah, I prefer the same time. I mean, about other side, I'm not sure, but Naushad will not be there, but he will listen to the recordings and we will have any questions. Next question.
Okay then. Perfect. Good evening, guys. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
He's searching for, but that's okay. I thought there's the same meeting request.
I guess I believe we will be going through the same meeting link for the complete session.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
I'm not sure. But I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's jump into the content then.
Today, Naushad may not be there because he is something busy. So, but he'll take the
Okay.
recordings. Okay. But there is some other person also there on this class, right? No, he's not there. Ashish or someone else.
I don't know. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead because already 6 minutes passed.
Yeah. Share my screen before that. So I'm sharing my screen, so yeah, let me know once it is possible.
Yeah.
Yes, let me know once it is possible.
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay, perfect. So as a quick recap of yesterday, what we saw, data centers, which is called as clusters, and we have five clusters for FSM provided by AWS, US, Europe, Germany, China, and Australia. Cluster in FSM is considered as a data center in S4HANA. Account in FSM is considered as a system in S4HANA, and companies is considered as a plant or service organization within S/4HANA, so where the actual execution starts. Okay, and each company will have its own database. There is no data transfer between the database, no data transfer between accounts, and no data transfer between clusters as well. Any account level configuration affects all companies. Any company level configuration will affect only the company. All the account level configuration includes the events, reports, user authorization management, access session properties. Company level configuration includes all the company related information, business rules, extreme configurations, and everything. We saw about the three different user interfaces. One is the admin console, end user shell portal, or the admin console, and the FSM mobile client, and about the mobile application. Next, we have the different company types, such as demo company, which is used for all the demo purposes. Underlying company, where you will use underlying company for
Your voice, you're breaking. I don't know. Maybe you should rejoin or something, or you should do something.
So, is it good now? Is it better? Same?
Give me a long call.
Is it better now or still the same?
Please, better, little better.
Okay. Okay. So we have different companies. One is demo company, and which we will use only for demo purposes. We'll have its own predefined data, and we have the standalone company. We use standalone company for integration of private cloud or public cloud S/4HANA with the FSMS through CPA as the middleware, and we have ERP company where you will integrate your ECCR HANA components through other than CPA as a middleware. So this is what we talked earlier, and then we spent some time on the account level configurations yesterday. Now we will jump into the company level configurations. Today we will spend the next 40-45 minutes on what are the different settings and the information which is available in the company level settings. Okay, so in the company, so first we have account and then we have company. Yesterday we did not go into it, then we will go into the company. Every company will have its company ID internally generated, and every account will have its own account ID internally generated. Okay, let me go into the company. So this is a company which should be created. It's industry on the Indian time zone with the remote time. And you can see the maintenance here. So the maintenance is actually how much of the information is consumed till now. So till now, this particular company has consumed around 5.96 GB MB of attachment size, and the total database is consumed around 14.63 MB. And this company is having a ground type single tenant. So meaning this company can onboard crowd people, which is third party freelancers into your company. So we have mobile encryption. So this mobile encryption is not supported. It's not advised by SAP. Why? Because this encryption is causing some performance related issues in iOS instance. So this is something is not advised by FSM itself. So yes. Next, we will jump into the company level information. So on the company level information, we will maintain all the information you needed to have maintain the company. So you will maintain your company name and who is the acting manager and the general manager, all the organizational positional information, and then you can upload different images for your company as well. So the company background and logos and images, you will not upload it here. Rather, you will upload it in the different area. One, you will upload it in the One is in the settings and configuration. We'll upload it here. For if you see here, different types of areas where you want to see your company logo. Everything, all the different types are available, and against that you will maintain the images. So that's something you can play around with. This we will, when we get the access from Naveen, we will keep different icons and backgrounds and logos for the different types, and we'll see how it is. We will do it. Okay, and you can maintain your payment prices and your default price list also against the company, and you can maintain all the contact information for the company. Okay, and you can maintain your bank information as well. And then what is how you want your dimensions to be displayed? So local currency, default language, what metric you use, what is size, all these things you will maintain the company information. Okay. Now let's jump into the company settings. There is something when it comes to FSM, I would say FSM is a pretty vanilla system, and all the tweakings or any minor modifications or major modifications are controlled. You will do it through company settings, or you will do it through business rules. These are the two different areas with which you can control most of the processes within the FSM for a company. Now, you see here there are around 300 standard business rules which SAP provided. Not go through everything. Let's go through one or two things now. So this is one of the business rule where what is the maximum size of the attachment that any person can load in the system. Okay. Here, if you see the values mentioned in bytes, you can keep in terms of bytes the maximum size a person can attach attachment. And maximum size is 20. So you can control it through company setting. If you want, you can activate the workflow also, whether it is needed or not. There is one more setting, company setting for this one. Okay. Whether you want to generate an offline checklist report, that also you can do it by choosing a boolean value. True. And let's get something else.
Do we have any documentation on this one, Siddharth?
Satya, there is a help portal, but that help portal will not have all the company settings. It will give you information about company settings, and later you need to check in system once. But I'll give you the URL for the company.
Okay.
Let me have a note of it.
Because we don't remember all these things right. So unless we go through each one so if there's a URL or a help portal so that I can go through. Or ideally if there's a PDF, but I don't know whether you have anything like that.
For company settings, everything is will have its own functionality. So let me check, but I don't have any PDF for all the company settings. Let me try to find a help portal. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So there are many other options also. What color you need to maintain in your branding, primary color, secondary color. So all these things are available as a different company settings.
So what are mandatory to be set? Is there anything that is mandatory to be set, or everything is optional here? Like,
Yes, so everything is optional, but whatever is mandatory. Here,
Hmm.
these are the ones which I activated. Okay.
Okay.
Because when I was doing a project when I was doing an integration project, in that SAP FSM suggested to have these
Where is the
companies.
suggestion coming from?
Sorry?
Where are the suggestions? Where are the SAP suggestions? Are they documented somewhere?
Yes,
Like,
yes, it will be there in your help portal itself. It will be there in your
okay. Okay.
It will
Because
be in different places. That's the point.
okay, because we will be, I know, all our interest is to integrate with SAP S/4HANA for this FSM, like,
Correct.
right? So we will always talk about that. Yeah.
Correct. Integration. I'll simply show you one.
Sure.
This one. Here. Here. Configure. Single type. Yes. Every node at any place will have its node.
Okay.
If you see here,
Yeah.
company settings, just specifically for crowd related partner portal. So these are the company settings you need to activate it.
Okay.
So like that, every functionality, when we go into it, we will get to know what are all the business rules are company settings are needed for that particular function.
Okay.
So like this, in the complete FSM, we will get it here and there, here and there.
Okay.
Share this link. I will share this link. This is the complete integration document. When you use CPA as a middleware to integrate with FSM.
SAP is middleware, right? That's what you said?
CPA as a middleware, cloud platform integration.
Okay.
This is for crowd workforce. For crowd workforce. Okay. So yes, this is how company settings are managed. Next, we have attachments. Attachments here are nothing but placeholder which will store all the attachments which we are receiving from multiple objects. Now, this is one attachment assignment. This came from this object. Maybe I believe this will be a service activity. Let's see the object type is activity. When I go inside, I saw object type as activity, and it's a PDF. Let me download it. This is the service report which got generated for the activity. Activity number 24, I think. Yeah, activity is 24. So yes, basically attachments is a placeholder which is a placeholder which will have all the attachments which got updated or uploaded into the company itself. And you can see the different object type through which the particular attachment came inside into the system.
Attachments can come from the mobile device, or attachments come from SAP also, right? To be transferred to mobile device. So all the attachments can be seen here.
Yes, all the attachments are seen here. Basically, this assignment is a attachment came from our mobile device only, because the service report will be generated by the technician from his mobile field service app. So irrespective of any device, you can see the information.
But how do we know that this has come from mobile device or it has come from SAP? Like, is there a way?
SAP. I couldn't see anything here. Because I believe it should be something related to this client ID. When that is not available, you can see only the object type. Device information, it's not available. Let me check whether any other report is giving that information. Okay.
Because attachments can come from both sides. Suppose the FSM is integrated to a different system, like always, right? Or maybe most of the cases. So attachments can come from the ERP to mobile device. That means the field user, mobile user can see that attachment. That is number one. Number two, mobile user can take a picture and send it here. So incoming and outgoing both. So are they seen here? So how do we differentiate how to see that from which is going where? Like,
correct. So ideally, we need a option to check the client information, because if there is client information, we can very well differentiate from which application or hardware it came. But it's not there. Let me check whether any other report is giving that information. Okay. Okay. Next comes the business rules. Right? Business rules. Anyway, we are
one more question. So these attachments, is there a place that can be stored? Can we define that in cloud or somewhere system where these attachments can be stored? Like,
these are I explained, right? These are public cloud solutions. Okay. So this is the URL. This is where it is stored against an account, against a company, under the company attachments. It's stored with this attachment only.
Okay. Do you know something called open text?
Open text, I have heard about it.
Okay. So, anyways, question number 2 is whether is there any integration between FSM and open text? Because all the organizations today, they will make use of a platform called open text. All the attachments will be stored in the open text platform.
Okay.
They have storage spaces. So anywhere, any company you go, so whether are they, I don't know at this point whether is open text still exists, can exist, or they can get away with the open text, and because the FSM, all these documents are stored in the FSM Cloud. The reason I'm asking is, if suppose ERP, all the attachments are stored in the open text platform, open text system, okay? And even your mobile device, our existing system, I have a ERP and mobile platform, and they will access both the guys from the mobile device or from ERP. They will access from open text. Now you are telling here cloud, right? So now I should know whether I can get away with the open text and I can make use of the cloud storage. And if so, then SAP also should make use of cloud storage, like, right?
So open text integration.
Yeah. I don't need immediate answer, but please figure it out, like, right?
Okay. Super. Let's jump into business rules.
Okay.
Okay. So business rules. Again, when we talk about business rules, business rules is also kind of a company thing, but in business rules, you need to write your own business rule based on the need you have, based on the requirements. As I said, when FSM is a vanilla system, for any tweak in the process or any process, you need to use a business rule. For example, if I take one simple example, crowd, not sorry, simple, crowd, it's a crowd email partner invitation. Okay. Now, in FSM, we have this crowd functionality where you need to send an email, you need to give the URL to your third-party services for the onboarding. Okay. Now you can simply send an email manually through your ID itself, then by copying the link and sending it to them, or you can create a template and you can create a business rule to send an email automatically to the third party guy, and he is going to use that link which is available in your template. So all these kinds of process optimization or any process tweaking, all these things you can do it through business rules. Anyway, we have one proper 3 hours. My teammate, she's a IT person. She can give a complete end-to-end understanding of business rules. What are the different types? What are the different events? What are the events? What are variables? What are conditions? How the action should happen after satisfying all these parameters. She will talk about the execution logs, successful counts, unsuccessful counts, everything. She will give a proper overview. So, not a problem. Okay.
Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, somebody will reading all the business rules. That's what you say.
No, my teammate will help. Will show you what is. Explain you guys what is business rule. What are the different types of business rule? Okay, what are events? What are FSM events? What are variables? Conditions. She will explain you complete concept of business rules. How you can create one. How you need to write a variable and everything.
Okay. That is when this. So is there a different class for these business rules?
Yes, we as per our training program, we have one proper 3-hour session.
Sure. Okay.
So, I'm a chemical engineering guy. All these things will go above my head. And, my teammate will do that in the right manner.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
And all the business rules, is it a code or is it something like you can select a variable and you can trigger them or you're right?
So the business rules, it looks like this. Okay. Normally it looks like this in a JSON format. But is it mandatory for you to write in this format? No. You can simply go into your business rules. You can simply go into the business rule and you can create one. Okay. You can create and you can give your what are the different what is the type you want, who's the technical contact, technical error threshold, what type of event it is, what is the object you want to use. All these things you can maintain here.
Okay.
So once you do something like that, you can download it. Okay. And you can upload it into a different application also. Like this, you can download it. You can upload it in different application. Not a problem.
But this is called JSON form?
JSON formats, yes.
Okay.
When you create in FSM itself, it is in a different format, but when you download it, it will be in a JSON format, and you can upload it into your new system. Okay. Checklist. Checklist here will give you what are the checklist you have created in the system. And what are the checklist templates you have in your system? All these things, this particular screen will give. Will this screen, This screen is not going to give you much value because it's just a placeholder. And actually, we are going to spend 3 hours on smart forms, and it is available in your Shell portal under smart forms and feedback. Here we will talk in detail about what is a template, what is the instance, what are the chapters, what are the elements, and what are the different elements we have. Now we can use everything, when we have to release it, when we have to keep an edit format, when we need to deactivate it. All these things we will talk here. Okay, that is just a placeholder to see the different templates. Here I can see 14 templates. Right here also I should have 14 templates. That's the concept. We have 9. Here we have 14. I think with version also it's having. Correct. With version also it's having. Okay. So yes, this is about the checklist and custom objects.
What is the checklist basically?
Checklist is basically a smart form. You can use it for smart form purpose. You can use this as a smart form purpose, meaning a pre-inspection purpose for a review report. Okay. Let me open it so that it's easy for me to understand. This is one of the
The download button is it one word?
No, I think it's asking for language, national language. Take something else. Sample, heat pump, automotive left. Okay. Review report. Language, English. If you see here, this is one template which I have. Technicians will use this for a pre-inspection checklist or post-inspection checklist.
Oh, this is a smart form. So how can we develop this form like?
This we have a separate 3-hour session. It's very simple with the customer. Very simple, very simple. It's you don't need a coding language to do it. I'm a chemical engineer. I can also do this one. It's very simple. Unlike in SAP, if you see these smart forms or Adobe forms or something else, which you need ABAP's intervention to prepare all these things. Here it's pretty simple and it will get any functional paper.
And this can so you mean to say that this can be downloaded to the mobile device?
This you will assign it to a service activity, and when the service activity is performed by a technician, the technician has to fill all the informations against the smart form because you attached this smart form to that particular service activity.
And this data comes from mobile user will be stored in some database on FSM.
This again will be stored as an attachment, and that attachment will. I did it in CPI. Okay, this attachment will be sent back to SAP as an attachment. So
only as attachment. So it will not. So it will not contain. It will not take the contents into a table and store it. No, right?
In FSM, I believe there is a table for it. So a data transfer object is there, which will hold all the elements information. Basically, these are elements. Okay. One minute.
Yeah.
These are elements. You see here ID. Everything will have its own ID and it will be stored in the table.
Yeah. For example, one is address. Suppose second is a consumption issue. I wanted liters. So all these things against some object, they should be. I'm guessing that it will be stored in some of the table database in FSM.
There is a data transfer object. I mean, before when we go into the good question though, I never looked in that way. Before we start, that the smart form topic is very long for us. But when we are before going there, this answer, we'll sort it out and I will give you the
Yeah, thanks.
Smart form. Okay. Okay, so this is about the checklist. Next, we have custom objects and custom fields. Okay, so let's assume that you have an object which you want to use, and that object is not part of standard FSM itself. So you can create your own custom object. But if you need only custom fields, you can create those custom fields.
What is object?
Object, okay, like material master as an object, business partner as
Okay.
equipment master as an object, purchase order as an object.
Very good. So
Those
you
are
mean to say, you mean to say the equipment or a material or a business partner. So is it mandatory to configure the FSM to those objects, or is it automatic?
On integration perspective or in a standalone perspective?
It is no. I mean, I'm always talking with respect to integrated system. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when you talk about integration, okay. So in SAP, when you use CPA as a middleware, there is a concept called data replication framework. Okay. That data replication framework, you will manage all your data objects over there. Data replication framework will take care of certain objects. Okay. Now, when we talk about certain objects, I mean business partner, material price, material stock, material group, service order, service contract. These and all will be part of data replication framework. Okay. And then when we talk equipment, functional location, class, and characteristics, these are part of your application integration framework, which is cycloconfigs, and cycloconfigs will handle the technical objects. Okay. All will be SOAP services, and it will push information into FSM. Okay. When we talk about public cloud, then it's all communication channel and communication arrangement, different story. When you talk about Proaxia as a middleware, then there are certain transactions, okay, starting with ESCG // There are around 20, 30, 40, 50 transactions, which is for every specific functionality. Okay. There are many different aspects. Now, in FSM, we do not have a placeholder or standard object which will store invoice information. Okay. Or very simply, we will say invoice status or purchase order status, because this field service technician is not having one particular material, and they even visit the customer location only when the purchase order is completed. Okay. We don't have a placeholder to store purchase order. Assume, I mean, I'm not saying purchase order is not there, invoice is not there, I'm pretty sure. Purchase order, I believe it's there for Proaxia as an object. So you can create your custom object as a purchase order, and you can create your own custom field as a purchase order status, and you can create a custom API in your SAP so that the custom API is mapped to these two objects and fields, and it shows the information there.
So you're talking about Proaxia, which is a connector between ERP and FSM Cloud, FSM, right?
Yes, and it can be CPI also, cloud platform integration also.
I have I don't know, I'm hearing something like a BTP.
CPI is a cloud platform integration, which is a service running on BTP. BTP is a business technology platform. It is just one application, okay, and it is a market. I will say it's a marketplace. It's not something separate. It's a market. It's having around 650 to 60 services. One is CPI, one is master data integration, one is event mesh. Till now, I have seen 3-4 services. Okay, and we are using it. So
Okay.
BTP, everything is running. So it's all subscription-based model now. SAP is moving to subscription-based model. Right? Don't have to
CPA or the ProAxia, it is all come to be BTP only. That's what you say.
No. CPA is part of BTP because CPA is a SAP product. BTP is a SAP product. ProAxia is a third-party application, not SAP product, but ProAxia is widely used in market for integrating SAP with FSM when you focus on the maintenance aspect.
Oh, okay.
That is the reason on day one, when we had a conversation, and I informed you also, Naveen also, that if you want maintenance, go with ProAxia, not with CPA, because CPA is having more functionalities on the service management part and not the maintenance part.
Okay. But anyway, I have a company where I see, but they would like to go for BTP. Maybe CPI they may use it. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we will talk about it. Okay. Okay. Next, there is one more requirement I have, one more POC I did, where we connected FSM with the third-party application, okay, which is called TeamViewer, to handle the remote expert, to enable the connection between remote expert and field service technician. Okay, that is a submarine project. A field technician has to work inside the submarine, and I have a remote expert who is 50 years old, and he cannot go into a submarine. Back office. Okay, so at that time, we need to enable a communication between them, and the TeamViewer application is a mobile application, AR-enabled application. That application will, like a Teams link will be generated, and the Teams link, we need to store it in our person. Okay, so we created 10 different custom fields, 5 fields as a field name and 5 fields as a placeholder. And whenever I'm generating a service call or activity, and whenever I need a remote expert support, I'll generate a link. My FSM will talk with the TeamViewer. It will generate a link and it will store over there. These are not standard FSM fields, but since I needed to hold some values from external application, I created some over here. Maybe at the time of foundational services, I'll prepare a presentation. I will show you how that happened. Okay. Next is the messages. This is all messages for the, sending information back and forth. I never did anything on this one. So maybe I need some time to check on these things. I never worked on anything on this. This is just to pass the information.
Yeah, we would like to know what this is, because something is some threshold value. It sends will it send an SMS, and so to where the SMS will go. I mean, I saw some SMS there, email is there, something like.
I'll make a note of it. Give me some time. Check it.
Sure.
Okay, then we have the screen configurations. Okay, in FSM, all these screens, it's not, it's customizable, easily customizable. Everything is bar and bar and bar. We have a separate session on this one, so we will check this one. So, okay, if you see a activity feedback screen in your mobile, these are the 3 areas you have. But let's say you want details in the front and you want other things at the last, you can play around, move around the screen area. It's very much customizable. That is what called Chrome. Yes, you can play like this. This is what called screen configuration. You can add a new card also if you want. If you have a custom field, you can add your custom field also into the card. Everything we can do in screen configurations.
So ideally, this activity feedback mobile, so you will be seeing on your screen on your mobile device. Am I right?
Yes. Which we will get it from customer.
And what is the block means? Each block is a screen, or all the 3 will come in one screen or tab, something like that?
It's like a scroll down here.
Okay.
And it's not mandatory. This is something for mobile. That's what you are seeing like this. let me take something which is not a mobile. See, this is a sidebar. Okay, this is a sidebar. Okay, let me see how this is.
And the mobile user, when they enter the data, so whether he can select it or he can enter manually, right? Like on that.
It depends on the fields. If it is a free text,
Exactly.
yes. Yes. So it depends on
Suppose if it is rolling out like iOS, so the database of those tables, like, right? So is it FSM you're storing somewhere?
Yes,
Example.
everything is called data transfer objects, DTOs, and it will be stored over there.
Okay.
Okay,
now, go ahead. Yeah.
Now this is your sidebar, your activity. Now activity web sidebar. Okay, screen or activity sidebar on workforce management. Okay, let me activate IC1. Here, searching activity. Got activated.
So we have a separate session on this one, like, right?
Yes, we have a separate session. So we will talk about we'll talk about our. We'll try to activate 2 or 3 screen areas.
And also,
this is the sidebar. This is the sidebar.
Yeah, I would like to know conditional screen. Like, for example, I should get this screen, but you should not get this screen. Like, how to make the conditions like possible there in the screen configurations?
It's possible through business rules, but not through screen configuration, because once a screen configuration is for everyone, right?
Not necessarily, right? Because I don't know. See, for example, I think your business rule should control that one. The reason I'm telling, suppose you and I are mobile users and we are going to the field. So I have an installation work. You have a dismantling, for example. So installation work only I should see. Dismantling only you should see. But there should be business rule that, for example, installation work. Like you understood, like, right? So
I'm trying to understand, because installation and dismantling are part of operations. Okay, so that are different. That's why I'm trying to think how I can understand. But okay, what we will do, we will we will have when we are talking about this screen configuration, right? Or going ahead with the system, going ahead in the sessions along with the system, we will try to do everything. Okay. That way, we'll try to actually we can play around in the system also. Okay. Then comes the service workflow. Service workflow is nothing but the life cycle in a service process, how the technician has to flow. Meaning, complete life cycle of a service, in this complete life cycle of a service process, the part at which the technician will focus is on the execution. During that execution, what are all the steps he has to go through during the execution phase? That is maintained in service workflow. Okay. Now, let's take, I had an example where in service workflow, my guys, there are maintenance order types as maintenance order type, and there is service order type. For maintenance, I don't need to do travel. It's happening something within my site. And for service orders, I need to travel. Then I need to do a checkout. So all those steps which a technician is going through can be configured through service workflow. That is the purpose of service workflow. In service workflow, you can maintain what is the previous step, next step, what is the acceptance criteria, whether the time has to be recorded or not. All these things we will maintain over here. So we will have a proper 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour session of this one during our mobile field service session. This is more linked to the mobile field service. You can create your shifts. Shifts, you can create the shift name and you can keep it, and that is something you can create in the shell portal as well. Now, organizational level. In S4, when you are integrating your S4 application with the FSM, 1010 is the company in my FSM. It will have a, when you integrate it, you can see the service organization from your SAP linked to the child. This is how the linkage of company to service org is happening. How to say, Proaxia's planning plan, that's a different story. In CPA, it is in CPA in S4, it is called a replication of service org because it's service management. Okay. And when you replicate the service org from SAP, it goes to CPA and it comes in SAP here. Okay, we have translations. Translations also we will see in a separate session. We'll spend an hour on translations, how that works. Persons, we talked about persons yesterday, right? Users and persons. So I'm not going to spend much time here. Spend a quality time on person yesterday. So persons are basically specifically for the company, users at the account level. Okay, next is the query API. Here you will write a query API to retrieve the data. Okay. To write a query, let's see, very bad at query also. If you want to export any data, you need to write your query. This is a very simple query. I wrote it to understand the, to show you and how it is exported. If you want to club multiple tables, if you want to put some additional filters, everything you can do. This is a core SQL method. Core SQL method plus core SQL method plus alias. Core SQL alias method. This is core SQL alias. And this is called the data transfer object. Just like this, we have a data object for equipment and other objects. So now we are seeing equipment. Anything after the data transfer object, you have a number that is the version of that particular data transfer object with the FSM. And this is the version you have in your account and company. The same query you will do it in analytics and reporting to prepare your own reports and generate dashboards also. Okay. Okay. Report template. This is also report template. Let me check what is the report template. I completely missed it. I completely missed this one. Let me check whatever it does. Service report, I know. I couldn't remember more on that. More than that. Let me spend some time. Okay, backup and restore. All these backup and restore is used for the snapshot or archiving purpose. Okay, till now we never did any archiving purpose. It's used for archiving purpose. Till now I never did a proper archiving. So this backup and restore is normally the quick snapshot of the system for this purpose. Okay, and ERP connector. ERP connector is used when you are using Proaxia as a middleware, and you will do the connection of ERP for company to FSM. This is the ERP connector. When we are looking into the integration pieces, I will show you the FSM integration part, not the ERP part, and I'll give some screenshots how it works. Here, if you see, we have FSM connector. Here also, we need to do all the connections. We need to create we need to update the URL, token, everything. Here we have S4 yes. So you will give all the information, the URL information, client ID, client secret, and everything. And through this way, this is the only place to integrate your FSM with your S4 area. So one single place to manage all the connection related information. Just go this place. Check this. This is how connection is done. So we talked about ERP connectors, we talked about FSM integration, and we'll go to self-service access. So we have one separate 3-hour session for the self-service access. This is called customer self-service, where customers can create service call by themselves through this company URL or through scanning a barcode. They can do through a barcode as well. So that is one more option. This also we will spend a separate 3 hours. And sync objects are obsolete. Okay. Remaining, I will continue on next class. Okay.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. And see, I think maybe next Saturday. So we'll see. Okay.
Yes. Next Saturday, I believe we will have system also. So
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Satya. Thank you.
Thank you. All
Bye.
nice day. Thanks. Bye.